Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a hot cup of coffee on a cold winter's day. Watching the hot air steam up, smelling the rich, soothing aroma. The feel of the warm mug between your cold fingers. The sound of the water pouring into the cup. And that first creamy taste. Bliss. I'm Emily, and today we're going to talk about creating habits for happiness. Our lives are built up of tiny moments, and by building those tiny moments up like Lego with smaller habits, we can slowly build our happiness. The first step is to consider what makes you happy. Do you lose yourself in art? Are you grumpy if you don't have enough sleep? Does a particular person bring a smile to your face? Whatever your sources of happiness are, write them down. On the other hand, it's also important to think about what brings you stress. Write down a list of everything that irritates you. Getting straight into work on a morning before you do anything else. Again, a particular person. With your two lists, the things that make you happy and things that make you stressed, write a list of tiny habits that would achieve the things that make you happy, and write a list of the current habits that you do that you could avoid to reduce your stress levels. For example, if you love your sleep, get an early bedtime. Over the course of the next 3 or so months, build in a new habit or get rid of an old habit every 3 weeks. The 3 weeks point is that magic point that makes sticking to habits that much easier. Are you struggling to think of habits that might make you happier? Then watch on for some of the top tips on habits to make you happy. One of the first habits that I personally love to do is to walk 15,000 steps thereabouts every day. And that's because I really find that the exercise, it just brings me a moment of calm. I use it almost like meditation, so if I'm particularly stressed, I will take myself for a walk. Sometimes I'll walk inside, sometimes I'll walk outside. Obviously, the cool air outside is particularly refreshing if you're stressed, but I think just the endorphins from the walk would do it as well. The next key habit is taking time out for yourself. So I personally do this by taking a nice hot bath every night, making sure that it's a bubble bath, that you've got all the candles lit, the whole 9 yards with this one. I think it's just that moment to yourself, especially if you have children, that really helps you to get back to yourself, ground yourself, and make sure that you're looking after yourself. The next one that I wish I was better at, but I do have a 20-month-old in the house, is sleeping. So I think when you've got kids, this becomes a challenge because I know I'm woken up multiple times through the night. But try to get yourself off to bed at a decent hour. Try to give yourself that full 8 hours. Sleep can do a lot to reduce your stress levels. Next, think about the food that you're eating. So I'm an advocate for actually adding foods before you take away foods. So I think it's all very well saying that you'd like to eat less takeaway, and that will definitely have over time probably a mood boosting effect. But if you've got no fantastic treats to replace it with yet, then it's probably not going to feel too great. So what I'd suggest is instead adding in fantastic mood boosting foods. Things like dark chocolate or avocados or fresh fruits will do wonders for your overall health, which impacts your happiness. As a quick cheat, you can obviously just take a multivitamin. The next, and this doesn't seem like it's linked to happiness, but as daft as it sounds, it will make your life a lot less stressful, it will make you more productive, and it will make those big tasks hang over you for less time. Eat your frogs for breakfast. That is, whatever the task is that you find hardest, that you're dreading the most, do it first thing in the morning. if you can get it out of the way first thing in the morning, you set yourself up with a sense of achievement right at the start of the day, and you set yourself up that the rest of the tasks are easier, so it becomes an easier job through the day. You'll also find yourself achieving a lot more because you're not putting off those big and sometimes overwhelming tasks. The next one that I really think helps your overall happiness is a tiny declutter every morning. So by this, I just mean doing the washing up in the morning, getting your surfaces wiped down in the morning, just clearing any general clutter that's in your space. And the reason this is so important is because when our spaces around us are looking clean and organized, then it often follows within the mind. Whereas if you're living in a cluttered and messy environment, then sometimes that can seep in and make you generally quite stressed. And it's a really quick fix. And next, get away from everything, leave your phone at home, and get yourself out into nature. It doesn't need to be worlds away. You could literally go into your local forest, your local woods, your local fields, wherever it is. Take yourself out there. Take yourself out there with family, that's fine, but leave the phones behind and really give yourself some time to ground yourself in nature and enjoy some time away from the screens, away from the pressures of the world, and just give yourself a few hours to reconnect with the natural world that we live in. And this is somewhat of a frustrating one when you're looking for happiness, but try to find opportunities to smile and to laugh more. Watch a comedy instead of a drama. Check yourself out in the mirror every morning and give yourself a smile. Smile at your significant other, smile at your friends, smile at strangers in the street. Even if at first you're faking the smiles, the real feeling behind that will follow. So give people a smile and feel better. What would be absolutely fantastic is if you could share your happiness habits in the comments below. Tell us what you do to make your life a happier place so we can see if we can instill some of those habits in our lives. Please do comment, like and share the video, and please subscribe for more content on self-care, self-improvement, self-discovery and languages.